Hello, viewers. Here is another wonderful edition with a great man, a wonderful person in Gong, whom we are so proud of him. Today, he has a lot to say, so I would love it if you give us your attention. So please, may we meet you?
My name is Barry Gideon from Care Gong by tribe.
Okay. Thank God he has introduced himself as Mr. Barry Gideon from Care. And you know, Gone people have a lot of them, but out of the many, we have people that we can count out and say, yes, these are people that are willing to stand by the Gone people and to see that they promote Gone. So today, as I said earlier, we want to hear some tips from him that makes him stand out among the Gone people that we're talking about, because we have a lot of them. So, Mr. Barry, it's a very wonderful privilege to meet with a person like you. So today, sir, and when I stepped into your house, the most sweet part of it is that I met your child and I was trying to have some transaction with her. And the good part of it is that she speaks Young with me. She says she can hear Young, but though she doesn't speak it fluently. But the joyful part of it is that she can at least understand it. How do you manage to at least grow these children in such a way before we get into the business of the day? Let's tell Gong people that yes, you are indeed someone that loves Gong.
Thank you. In fact, it is a privilege and opportunity. I want to appreciate you for coming first. And it's so amazing because these children, when I am growing them, I always take them home, village. When they have occasion, they will love. Even now, they will say, Daddy, when are we going? So, and a part of that, I don't marry my tribal person. I marry from another tribe, but we only put ourselves together to teach them Young. So we want to call them, even give them names in Young. John, the English one.
Wow.
So I always encourage them Young. So when I'm speaking with somebody, they'll say, Daddy, who are you speaking to? They'll be looking at my mouth. So I will still guide them, say that's how it goes.
Wow. That's beautiful. Okay, you at least some of us that have children that are not speaking Young, at least Mr. Barry has already tell you something, how he managed to at least put his children along that way. So today, the topic we brought before you today is cultural heritage. Cultural heritage. And in cultural heritage, we have a little question that we want to ask Mr. Barry. So, what cultural tradition or custom are most important to you, and why do you like such, if you have any?
Especially me, I like culture.
Okay.
But I don't want the one that join with spiritualities.
Okay.
But normal culture, I take joy, I drive joy. So especially when they are dancing, all this our tribal something, with this our chikida costume, and then when they are dancing, it gives me joy. So I only like watching it. But when you go out of them, it irritates me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so are you not telling us today that we should remove the spiritual side of it?
Sir, I know so far it's a culture.
Yes.
So we can't do that, but we cannot, get something because of the level of faith. And now how we grow and how we find ourselves in the environment, Christianity and things like that. Not that I'm condemning it, but I love that, and people that belong, so they should hold it, because we also drive joy, and some of them too are used to also protect and defend the community.
Okay. So that means it's just like you don't to have more interest in it, but you like it. You want it to keep moving.
Yes.
Because it also sustain the language entirely,
Yes,
or the tribe entirely. So thank you so much for that, sir. I have another question. So how can we balance preserving cultural heritage with modernizing and progressive? Like when we were talking about modernization,
yes,
and we're talking about culture, we're talking about the heritage. So how do we balance this? Because some people today, if I may really put it in a clear way, some people today, when they now come to this modern life, they just choose to forget about the culture. So how do we balance it in the area that you will not let your children only focus on the language or focus on cultural aspect of it, and then you want them to work with both the modern life and the cultural life? How do we balance that?
Thank you to balance it. Although you also take the grace, but it's very good because culture is very important because there's no place like home. So for we to promote our culture and for our culture not to die, we must balance it. Especially we are in the new modern generation again. So the custom that need to. We may have a museum
Mm.
that we can have our traditionals, um, people that can come and watch, so that especially people that lives in urban cities. So sometimes, if you can have it in Gong, a place that okay, when the time comes or a occasion like this, say okay, talk, let's go and see. These are how our people lives, and these are how they grow, and these are how they moves. So before you know, them too, before you know, they will embrace it. Not just the modernization we go, they will also believe that they know where they are coming from.
Okay. Well, interesting. I think that's the basic. You have a lot to at least tell the people, and Gone people are so proud knowing that they have somebody like you that is here, even having because this is a wonderful idea that you just come up with. But let's follow our program. So, what role do you think cultural heritage will play, or in shaping the individual and group identity? What role do you think?
Actually, it will show us where we are coming from.
Okay.
Yes, a part of showing us where we are coming from will also show us our moral. Because gone people, we are respectful people. So when we look at our elderly people as well, we give them respect. So with that heritage now we keep us. You say, people will be looking at us as a model. Where do you come? You are from Kaduna. From Kaduna, which part of Kaduna? Southern Kaduna. Southern Kaduna, which part of Southern Kaduna? Gong by tribe. So automatically when they just hear Gong, so they know that where you are coming from, they are model. They have that moral.
Wow. That's beautiful. So, okay, I heard you talking about maybe people growing in a disciplined way. You were opportune to grow in Gongland before moving down to the city, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So, how were you people managing life with living with elders and living your life without disobeying elders? How do you control that back then?
Yeah. Really, then things were good. Let me use that word. Because when you look at an elder working on the street or holding something, you respect him, you go after him to collect that thing in sign of respect or you greet him.
Hmm.
But nowadays it's become an issue, a problem. Children want an elder to even greet them.
Hmm.
People talk anyhow.
Wow.
Because when we are growing, it's not everything you say it out. So you get something that you need to be controlling because you know that, and each peer group, you know how you control yourselves. When you are in your group, you know that these are the things that you can say it out. When you see we are with elders, you also know that these are the things that you can be able to say. And especially when you are in the midst of elders, you keep quiet.
Hmm.
You only be attentive to listening. So when you are listening, you learn more than talking. So when you go back to your peers group, that's where you can be able to talk. And when you are talking, people will say, how? Then they will now discover people that have wisdom or people that are advanced age will say, meaning this person has go closer to the elderly people.
Okay. If I may also, you were talking about me like we have a group of elders sitting like this, and you're saying that if elders are talking, I should keep quiet. Is it a culture or is just the basic way of living life? That when people are talking, even they say something that I should say something, I should remain quiet.
Okay, this thing is not to say something you should keep quiet, but we are Africans. And African doesn't mean that you will keep quiet. You see good thing you shouldn't say. You will say it, but you need to listen first. So you can contribute, but you need to be attentive to listening. So when you listen, that's where you can be able to achieve. Not that you even talk more than your elders. So when your elder learns, then you can say, okay, like the way I'm saying it, what I feel. When we do it like this, we may go a long way.
Okay. All right. Looking at the children of nowadays, that means in terms of living with elders, in terms of eating what they want to eat, like drinking, is it really good that young men like this, or was it like this from the beginning that young youth like me, because I think I believe I'm a youth, or I've not reached to the stage that they'll call me an elder. So youth like me that are drinking, like get themselves into alcoholic act, was it done that way back then, or is just like the modernization that brought this?
Thank you for this beautiful question. Uh, Back then, it was not like that. And that is why you see people respect culture, respect traditions. And mostly now, people that get drunk or drink are people that are advanced in age, elderly people. So even the ones that will come, that's why you will see them, but they are not much like these days, what is happening in this modern generation. So a child now, you get back to him before you know, he start drinking, you won't even know. You stay with him, you might not even understand that your child is drinking. Except if it is you are a good observer or somebody that do close watching at his children, that's when you will get to understand them that though my children have started drinking. So now drinking is not an issue to so many youths now.
So back then, like what age will someone reach before he start drinking? Because this one that you are talking about, the cultural part of it, or when you were growing. So at what age will someone like me start drinking? If I
Although,
have interest.
drinking too automatically is not even encouraging, sir. So Maya cannot say these are the age that you can be get before you start drinking because it's not even encouraging someone to. Because really, but if you feel you want to, and then now at least you should be an adult. And adults now it might not varies on age because we may have children that are coming up, but they have that mindset as adults. So if you can be able to set up your mind, reason well, think well, so meaning if you are capable, you are well to do, maybe you might, but it's not encouraging.
Okay, another question here is that at what age will someone like me reach that from back then? At what age will someone reach and then he start talking about marriage, leaving his parent, or is it immediately you get married, you just leave your parent, or at what age will I reach before talking marriage?
Yeah. Mostly people above 30 to 30, 35 before they will think of marriages. Because then if you married automatically, you and your parents, there must be separation because you will click to your spouse. So normally people stay around 30, 35 to 40 before getting married. But today, even children at 18, still some got married.
Okay, but I look at it like my dad when he was still with his parents at even when we grow up to that level, before the father now thought of like, okay, I'm separating you from the family and you can now go and establish your house. It's not like he was still with his parents after getting married,
Married.
has children,
Yes.
and he was still with his parents. So why was it like this?
Yes, because that time people were so respectful, they don't want to disobey their parents. So that's why they were married, but they will still live under the roof of their parent, living together in peace, without fight, without quarrel. But now, revise the case. Everybody need freedom. Even now, even a man would not have the mind of going out. Our spouse, the woman that you marry, she might tell you that she needs her freedom. So immediately you get married, you say, okay, let's divide, let's go to our home house.
So does that preserve the culture?
Um, when you live with your parent, automatically you gain more
Okay. Okay.
than staying alone. And when you stay alone now, without you having that wisdom and also reasonable enough, so you will not run to your back to your people to be able to acquire more knowledge. Because the more you stay with your parent, the more you gather more experience.
Okay, the more you stay with your parent, the more you gather more experience. So, I think the last question I want to throw to you is that how do we manage the younger ones now in their way of living, the way they live their life anyhow, like they don't even mind this is an elder, this is somebody that I should respect. So how do we maintain that? Because back then we know that elders are elders, children are children, youth are youth. And once you reach to this stage, definitely there must be this discipline that you will reach before you can be able to be even identify as an elder or work with an elder. But how do we do now? Since children today from age 5, you see a child feeling as if he has arrived. How do we do to balance our youth of this generation? How do you think? What are the ways you think we can do?
I think the way we can do, elders still have a lot of work to do. And a lot of work to do is they shouldn't get tired. Because it's not going to be easy if really we want to promote our culture, our heritage, for going to move to another thing. So when they are coming up with that innovation, automatically already we can't deny that fact. We are in the computer age. So, but with that, now we also need to tell them, hey, despite the computer age, we also have the states and the roots, our history that we also need to maintain. So by so encouraging them, advising them, and tell them the implication of the other side and the advantage. So when you tell them the disadvantage and the advantage of this now, so that's where I think we can be able to balance the equation. We don't need to condemn them that what we are doing is to say, okay, what we are doing is good, but if we do it like this, I think we'll get right on it.
Okay, that's beautiful. So, what of the ones that are willing to do, but they don't have that knowledge, and they want that, like they just want somebody that will direct them to that path? So, what about them? And what do you want to say to those living in the village? Because there are some people living in the village today, and their lifestyle is even more dangerous than the ones in the city. Because back then when we were small, we learned to understand that those who are living in Abuja live the rugged life that, but today the ones in the village are more rugged than the ones that are in the city. So what do you think we can also do to at least encourage or to address the ones in the village to live their life just like back then?
Actually, what you are saying is true, because looking at now, the young ones always rub shoulder with the elderly one. No respect, nothing, no support. So people feel we have arrived.
That means no one to advise.
Yes, so they don't want to listen, they don't want to advise. So you see, it's very difficult, but we can't get tired of. We need to embark of prayers and still encouraging, because your person is your person. So you can't say because of the person fell not to listen to you, now you just forget about him. Still, you continue to encourage them and also look at ways like people. I think no matter how somebody is stubborn, you must have somebody that is being shy or is respecting him. So if you discover that that person have a fear of that person or respect of that person, you can approach him. Please talk to this other person. I think with that you will go a long way.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I really appreciate the time you offered to us, sir. God bless you. Thank you for making all effort to see that you promote GUM. And at this moment, I want to call this an end, because today we wanted to at least hear this point that our guest pointed out, how we can be able to do to address our children, address the younger ones on how to live the life. I think some of you that listen to this will pick some things from it, and also the ways that the younger one were living and the way the culture was before and now. He made mention of the spiritual act on part of the culture, and he talked about the good part of it that he likes much, which is the cultural dance. So he was mentioning things about it. We are now ready to at least look into it and then see that we beautify things and balance it. So what I want to say here is that GUM people are moving forward. GUM people are standing out to be the great among the great, because I know that anywhere you go, GUM people are there. Whatever you do, GUM people are part of it. So thank you so much for watching us in GUM TV. We'll come your way next time. Please help us to watch this video, share with your friends, and then subscribe to the YouTube channel. By God's grace, you will see us next time. Thank you so much for watching, and God bless you. All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.